Hello everyone and welcome to the first video of chapter number 6 of Statistics for Economics. The name of the chapter is Diagrammatic Presentation of Data, Bar Diagram and Pie Diagram. So today in this video we will learn about the first topic, that is bar diagram. So let's begin. Diagrammatic presentation. So first we need to understand that what is diagrammatic presentation. When data is presented in a simple and attractive manner in the form of diagrams is called diagrammatic presentation of data. So when we are collecting the data, that is the raw data is being collected, and then we are organizing, and finally when it comes for presenting it, then the presentation done in the forms of diagrams, then it is called as diagrammatic presentation of data. Diagrammatic presentation is broadly classified into three types. So there are three ways to present the data diagrammatically. It is, you can see a flow chart where it shows the types of diagrammatic presentation, and here it is classified into three. The first is geometric form, divided into bar diagrams and pie diagrams. Frequency diagrams, it is divided into histogram, polygon and ogive. Whereas the last type is arithmetic line graph or time series graph. So these are the type of diagrammatic presentation, but in this chapter we will be learning about geometric form, that is about bar diagrams and pie diagrams only. Now let us understand about bar diagrams. Bar diagrams are those diagrams in which data are presented in the form of bars or rectangles. Some of the important features of bar diagrams are: the length of each of the bar or height of each of the bar varies, but breadth remains the same. This is the first feature of it. The next is bars may be either vertical or horizontal. Means bar diagram can be vertically presented or can be horizontally presented. Bars are equidistant from each other. So like the distance between two bars should be at equal distance, and whereas all the bars should be at equal distance from each other. All bars are based on common baseline. So there must be a common baseline for all the bars. For example, if we are using x-axis, then all the bars must be shown on x-axis, or if we are plotting all the bars on y-axis, then all the bars must be plotted on the same common baseline, that is y-axis. To make the bar attractive, these may be shaded with different colors. So to make the bar as attractive, or we can shade it also using different shades, that is done, and that makes the bar to look more attractive, more presentable. Now coming to the types of bar diagram. Here again we will be learning about the 5 different types of bar diagram. That is simple bar diagrams, multiple bar diagrams, subdivided by bar diagrams, percentage bar diagram and deviation bar diagrams. So now one by one in detail we will learn about each of these types of bar diagrams. Coming to the first type of bar diagram, that is simple bar diagram. So what is simple bar diagram? They are those diagrams which are based on a single set of numerical data. It means a single set of numerical data is represented by a single bar. Different items can be represented by different bars. The main limitation of simple bar diagram is that these diagrams can show only single set of numerical data. If there are 5 bars, then only 5 datas are represented. If 6 bars, 6 datas, it means it is representing. This is one of the limitation because it won't represent a large number of data. Simple bar diagram can be made vertically or horizontally. You can see the picture beside that in the figure 1 it is showing horizontal graph. Horizontal graph, it means all the bars here it is horizontally representing or horizontally drawn, presented in a horizontal way, where they have used the common baseline as y-axis. If suppose we are considering this one as y-axis and this as x-axis, then here the common baseline is y-axis. Coming to the vertical graph in the next picture, in the next figure, where x-axis is the common baseline and here the bars are presented vertically. So always generally a bar is presented in a vertical form only, and you can see all the features over here of the bar, that all the bar is having the same breadth. The height varies, the length of each bar is different, but they all are equal distance from each other. This satisfies all the features of the bar, whereas it is colored as blue color to make it or to present it beautifully. So this is all about a simple bar diagram in a horizontal and a vertical graph. Okay, let us now understand about the simple bar diagram, taking one example as well. So here it is a question written that make a suitable diagram of the following data on population in India. So here we got the data of the year of the all the year, that is 1951 to 2001, and population in crore is mentioned over here. So how we are going to present this data in the form of this tabular presentation? We are going to present in the form of bar diagram. What we need to do then? First of all, we are going to place year 1951 to 2001 on x-axis. X-axis shows year from 1951 to 2001, and y-axis shows population in crores. It is very much important for you to mark both the x-axis and y-axis. If we are not going to mark what you are showing there in x-axis and y-axis, you will definitely lose marks. 1 marks for sure you will be losing there in exam if you are not marking as year there in x-axis and population in y-axis. It is must for you to remember this thing. Coming to the marking now. Now in 1951 the population is 36.1 crore. So definitely now we will be marking in graph as 36. Here we can have that 36.1 will lie here. So a bar is made of 1951. Similarly, of each year a different bar is made of different color. That is 1961 it is 43.9, 1971 it is 54.8, then 1981 that is 68.3, 68 definitely it lies somewhere just below 70. So we are going to make it here, and it is 1991 84.6 and 2001 is 102.8. This is the presentation of that data in a simple bar diagram. As simple bar diagram it is presented over here. In the same way you can make the thing. Even if graph will be provided to you, you are like supposed to make the things very well and properly, but generally graph is not provided there in statistics, and you have to make the thing there in a normal rule paper or rule copy, a page you have to make. In that, while making, you must be careful that whatever point you are marking or allotting, that must be of equal distance from each other, along in the y-axis also and on the x-axis also. So that should be kept in mind always. Coming to the second type of bar diagram, that is multiple bar diagrams. So what is multiple bar diagrams? They are those diagrams which shows two or more sets of data simultaneously. So here we will be seeing that two or more datas are shown together simultaneously and which make it as multiple bar diagram. This type of diagram is generally used to make comparison between two sets of series. So the comparison multiple bar diagram is quite easy. Let us take one example and then the things will be more clear. Make a multiple bar diagram of the following data. So here we have the data given, that is faculty is divided as under arts, science and commerce. And the number of year in 2011-12 is also given as 600 in arts, science 400 and commerce 200. Likewise in 2012-13 and 13-14, the number of students who have taken admission is written over here. Now we have to present this one in the form of simple bar diagram. So let us see what will be the solution of it. First of all, we need to plot the years on x-axis. So we'll be writing 2011-12, 12-13, 13-14 on the x-axis, and y-axis will be presenting the number of students. Next, the most important thing what we need to understand is we will be using the scales over here, that is over here while making multiple bar diagram. Either we can use color or different shades like squares, zigzags, straight lines, different shades of pencil we can use. Here purple will represent art, blue as science and yellow as commerce. So now taking example at just one of the year as 2011 and 12, 600 students have taken admission in arts. So we will draw one bar of 600. Okay. And attaching to it only, we will not leave any gap between these two bars because they all will be together. Without leaving any gap, 400 we will be taking for science and definitely it will be 200 for commerce. So this three is together, that is art, science and commerce of the year 2011 and 12. So there we can see there is no gap between the three bars, and three bars here together combining together giving the three sets of data, and which is under the multiple bar diagram. Similarly in the same way we will be making for 2012 and 13 also, and for 13 and 14 also. So in this way, we have presented the data in the form of multiple bar diagrams. Please remember, while making multiple bar diagram, you have to represent the things in the scale and shading it with different style, and you have to write down that the shade represent what. That is most important, along with the marking of the scales on x and y, along with the marking of the axis. Both x and y axis is compulsory. The next type of bar diagram is subdivided bar diagram. Subdivided bar diagram, these are those diagrams which present simultaneously total values and parts there in the set of a data. So here one bar will represent the total value and then there will be certain subdivision of it. Okay, alright, please understand this thing with the help of this example in the form of question given below. Following table shows estimated cost of production of certain commodities. Present the data in the form of a component bar diagram. Okay, so one more thing we get to know that component bar diagram is also the other name of subdivided bar diagram. Alright, so subdivided bar diagram or component bar diagram, both are the same thing. Here you can let us see the table below. It is the estimate of cost of raw material, wage, fixed cost and office expenses of good A, good B, good C and good D is given. So all the data are written over here, as well as we have also calculated total. So totaling is must to be done, and you will be doing it of all the each rows. We have done the total of each row and we have written over here. Now let us see how we are going to make the subdivided bar diagram. Subdivided bar diagram, most importantly, on the x-axis we are presenting estimate of cost, and on the y-axis we are presenting cost. Okay. Now the next important thing what we have done, as we have done the totaling over here, so the whole bar will represent the total first. So first we will make a complete one bar of 185. Alright. and then we are going to divide it each into the different estimate or different cost. On raw material we have spent 50, so 50 here, it will be 50 and it is colored here as in blue color. So 50 is spent on good A. Then 40. From 50 we will be adding here as 40. Okay, from 50 we will add here as 40, it will be 90. Here it will be reaching, and this green color, sea green color represent good B. So after reaching this 90, we will again add plus 45 to it. So plus 45 will give us this 135, and then we will be plotting it as over here as yellow is representing good C, and then finally we will be adding plus 50 to it, which will give us 185. Red color represents good D. You can also use different shades as diagonal sign as the shading of the pencil, or dots over here, checks in different shades. Not compulsory that you will be coloring it, that will be look quite childish also. This is overdone over here to explain you the things, and so the shading is not done. You can do the shading. So first of all here, most importantly, what is important, we will be making a complete bar of total first, and then we will be subdividing it into different goods that represent or that make it as subdivided bar diagram. Let's now understand the fourth type of bar diagram, that is percentage bar diagram. So percentage bar diagram is quite different from the other types. Percentage bar diagram, they are those diagrams which show simultaneously different part of the values of a set of data in the terms of percentage. So previously we have learned that a single set of data is presenting the different items over there. Here also a single set of bar will be presenting a different part of it, will be presenting different items. Let us take one example. Represent the following data by percentage bar diagram. So this yellow table will be the question. Okay, the subjects are written over here as statistics, economics and history, and the number of students in 2016 and 17 each is like 25, 40, 35, and in the year 2017 and 18 it is 30, 42 and 28. So this yellow table is the question. Okay, and this will be provided to you. Now this red one you have to make it by yourself, and then you have to make the percentage bar diagram. What you have to do in this red table, or what you have to make actually, you will be making the same thing, the subjects will be written. Then come to the year 2016-17, number of the students will be written over here, same 25, 40, 35. You will be doing the totaling. Okay, the total will come as 100 because it is percentage and we will be finding out of 100. Okay, cumulative percentage will be calculated. Okay, so cumulative means we will be adding up the next row data, 25, 25 as it is. The next one will be 25, 40 plus 25, 65. The next will be 35 plus 40 plus 35, that is 100. The same way we will be making the doing with the next of 2017-18 also. Number of students, all the numbers will be noted from the question. We'll do the totaling. It will always come as 100 only because we have to present in the form of percentage. And cumulative we will be calculating, so it will be like 30. Then next is 42 plus 30, 72, and next one is 28 plus 42 plus 30, 100. This table we have to make by ourselves from the question provided. Then let us see how we are going to make the percentage bar percentage bar diagram. On x-axis we will be plotting here as 2016-17 and 17-18. You can see here that there is just two bars given because we have just 2 years over here given. Each year will be maximum percentage will be as 100, so 100 we will make 2 bars of 100, okay, of equal distance, keeping the same width as the same breadth and the equal distance among the two bars. Now how we are going to distribute it? As you can see, the first 25 will be given 25 percentage. The first will mark as 25 percentage, which represents statistics, blue color. The next from here 25 will be up till 65. We can see here cumulative mein how much it was, 65, economic 65. So it will start from here 25 till 65. It will be like total, we'll write in the number in the middle of it, 40. 40 represent economics. Then from 40 up till the last 100 it goes, because we have cumulative here as 100. The maximum where it reaches also 100, adding all these three. This yellow color represent history. Here also, how it is different from subdivided bar diagram, we are keeping the maximum percentage, definitely it will be 100. So 100, keeping 100 as the maximum limit, two bars will be drawn, okay, of two different years. Then the division will be done accordingly, taking concern of this cumulative percentage. In this way, we have represented the data in the form of percentage bar diagram. Coming to the last type of bar diagram, that is deviation bar diagram. Deviation bar diagram, these are used to compare the net deviation of related variable with respect to time and location. So here we can see a great variation while representing the bar diagram. The bar which represent positive deviation and which represent negative deviation are drawn above and below the baseline respectively. So here you will be seeing now that there will be both positive deviation also and negative deviation also. So some bars will be drawn above the baseline, or some bar we have to draw below the baseline. So that thing we are going to understand with one example, taking one question as an example, that present the following data by a deviation bar diagram showing the difference between sale proceeds and costs of a firm. So here is a table and that will be given to you along with the question. This table will be given. Here we have the year, we have the sale proceeds in lakh and cost also given as in lakh. Coming to the next one, what actually we have to do, this yellow table will be given in the form of question attached with the question. Now this red one we have to make ourselves before making the deviation bar diagram, which will be helpful for us to make the deviation bar diagram. So what we have to add extra to this, that is sale minus cost, that we need to calculate among by each year. 2008-9 the sale proceed was 115 and the cost was 100. So the total that we earn, that will be either profit or loss. It will be profit of say as 15. Okay, now coming to each we will be calculating, that is the next profit that we got of 25 lakh. The next profit we have not got, we were not in profit in the year 2010 and 11 because it is minus 10, so we have suffered the loss of 10 lakh again. So each we have, what we have done here, we have subtracted sale proceeds with the cost, and so we got either we are in gain or we are in loss. Simply we need to calculate this column. When this calculation is completely done, completely over, the digits, the numbers can be in negative, can be in positive, no need to be worried about it. Now how we are going to make the table from it, the diagram from it. So 2000, like let us take the example the first year, that is 2008 and 9. So the first bar diagram here represent 2008 and 9, which is definitely a gain, so it will be showing the positive sign towards the upper part of it. One bar is drawn showing 15. Okay, the next bar will be 25, that will be drawn. Now minus 10 we are going to draw below the baseline, that is minus 10 over here. So what is the new thing what we are doing over here, we are presenting the x-axis as positive numbers also and the negative also. Okay, y-axis plus y-axis also numbers we are giving, plus minus y-axis digits numbers also we are giving. The baseline we will be keeping for year. So minus 10 will be for 2010 and 11 because we have suffered the loss of 10 lakh. And similarly, the next year we have again 10 lakh, that is the gain of 10 lakh. The next one is 15 lakh, and then the last one was, here we have the 5 lakh gain. So we will be presenting here as 5. So this one represent the deviation bar diagram. So it can be positive and it can be, or it can be negative, and it is represented, and it will be always represented in this way. So with this, we came to an end, and we have done, or we have learned all through all the types of bar diagram. And with the help of this video, kindly complete your notes, and with this also you try to solve all the related problems of these different types of bar diagram. Thank you.